how the federalism is practiced in India. By the previous discussion, it has clearly proven that India is a federal country. In spite of in constitution, the word federalism is not mentioned, but mentioned as the union type of government. That means federal system. So now let us see that how federalism practiced in India. So there are different aspects like language policy, linguistic states, relation between state government and central government. So let us see the first one. That means here linguistic states. Linguistic states. Creation of states in India is a continuous process. When constitution was designed and that after the independence there was a question that divisions of India because for the better administration and to maintain diversity. So most of the leaders demanded the states division on the basis of language. Jawaharlal Nehru, Rajaji, and few other leaders were against it because they were afraid if divisions on the basis of language it harmed the diversity. But over the time of arguments and debate, ultimately this thing has adopted in the constitution. So after independence, that demand of linguistic states arose. So ultimately, that most of the states that divided on the basis of language. So they didn't want further disintegration, but certain areas divided on the basis of language. That is why we call linguistic states. More here, language policy in India. Generally, we call that Hindi as an official language, or sometimes people refer as national language of India, but actually, it's totally wrong. Unlike Sri Lanka, India hasn't adopted any language as a national language. Yes, earlier, Hindi adopted as an official language due to its importance and as wide number of people speak Hindi. So Hindi decided as an official language. But at the same time, they continued to use English as official language, but till 1965. But because of protest of Tamil and other southern region, and violence broke out in that region, so the demand of English language as official language that continued, and ultimately that English and Hindi both languages are officially adopted official language. So communication examination can be done over whole India with using of these two languages, Hindi and English. So a person taking competitive examination can write exam in 22 languages. Two are official languages which we talk Hindi and English. Apart from this, there are 20 other official languages. Official means that recognized. No, sorry, not official. Here, recognized languages which are prescribed in the constitution like Gujarati, Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam, Kashmir, uh, Odisha, and that many other languages. There are total 22. More this use of country was stopped, as I said before, in 1965. Violence broke out, and ultimately central governments agreed to continue the use of English language along with Hindi for official purpose. For official purpose, that is why we call Hindi and English are official languages. None of the language is a national language of India. Now, next is center-state relation, which is important. Center-state relation, because for the better federal country, importance of relation between the central government and state government. Many times, even in the history, here we have seen that different states ruled by different political parties, and in a central government, different political party rules. So sometimes that happen that central government use partial policy. It gives preferences to their own political party or allied parties, and they disregard state with other political party, like in terms of grant which are granted by central government, as well as in many other disputes that they use partial policies. That happened. But after 1990, many new political regional parties that emerged in India, so those parties formed the government at the central level as and state level too. But those parties are relatively small, comparatively small. Those parties were not able to form their own government, so they joined through alliance or they joined through the coalition government. They formed the coalition government, so this way the center and state relation that maintain over the time. More about the federation in India we'll learn in the next topic, that is decentralization in India. Thank you so much.